Woohoo! Welcome back to Big Head the Nerd and today's special FM20 pre-release video as we are back to showcase off a bit of the game and look at a very special team for us. So for our beta, we will be looking and playing with Real Madrid, but over on twitch.tv/Big Head the Nerd, pow, yes, links down below, we will be starting a network save, myself and Curty, another big WeStream FM streamer. He is back on YouTube again this year as well. And we will be taking on Celtic and Rangers. Myself will be the Celtic manager. Curty, Rangers. So as part of that, we have a look at our teams. We set up some teams. We played a few draft games. The draft games are to follow after this video. But we will be taking a look at the team, having another playthrough. Some of the more of the features on FM20 and showcasing some of the footage. Before we get into the footage, I will reiterate, as we should do, that this was captured at the Alpha event. So it was about 6 weeks before. It was the weekend just gone. So we captured all the footage there. That is the gameplay you are seeing. It is an early access version of the game. So things are liable to change. And this will not be the final version. Beta's not coming out. I don't know when the beta's coming out. This is just some early access. So should we get over and have a look at Celtic and what sort of team we'll be playing when we take on the big man, the champ, Mr. Curty. So we come into the board screen here. The boys, Herb's boys, Celtic. We have a media prediction of first. We are definitely going into this network save as the favourites. That could be good or that could be bad, couldn't it? We've got a lot of players out on loan, a lot of players in on loan, a lot of players out on loan. Got a fairly decent squad there, suggesting we play a 4-3-3 or 4-1-2-2-1, however you like to describe it. We've got some very good players in the team, a lot of players actually. When I went for a look, there's quite a few good prospects. If we look at our club vision, things we're going to have to look at, bear in mind, as Celtic manager, we've got to make sure we sign players under the age of 22 for the future, so we'll be definitely looking to bring in those youngsters. Work within the budget is our only ongoing feature as part of the plan. And then for the current season, it is win the Premiership. So we got to win the league. And we also get to Champions League group stage. That's a required one. And Scottish Cup is preferred, winning that. So we just got to win everything. And then I like that. End of the rest of the seasons just says, continue winning the league. So we definitely have the harder task here. We've got to get to the Champions League. We've got to prioritise that over some of the other things that maybe Curty will be looking at as Rangers. He will be definitely trying to nip at our heels. Our job is to go out in front and lead by example. We have the better team, but yes, it's not going to be easy. He wanted to be the underdog. He was scared about taking on the pressure. Do you know what? I said, do you know what? I'm not scared. I'll take it on. I'll be able to do that job. So if we came into the game then, looked hard, we got quite a few players in last years of contract. We'll have to sort that out. A lot of older players as well. You've got Scotland Sinclair in there, Craig Gordon. A couple of boys that getting towards the end of their playing career. You've got some youngsters in there as well. We've got some good youngsters coming through. Be about whether we can bleed some of those youngsters in the first season or do we wait until after. So then if we get into the team report, let's have a look how we're going to set up this team. What are we good at? What are we bad at? You can see here that there is a slight change to the scouting report as well. You now have your best 11 on the left. This means you do have to pick a tactic before coming into the team report to get the most of this screen. I have, and I will be producing more tactic building videos, but you'll know that if you've seen them before, I always like to start with my strengths and weaknesses and start with my squad depth before I build the tactic. Use the team report before setting yourself in. So interesting that they've made the screen kind of dependent on a tactic being built first. We won't be making use of that. So if we have a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses here, good to see if we start with weaknesses, there's not a lot there. Bit more defender depth we could do with. That's left, right, and centre back. And other than that, the goalkeeper's hand is not as good. And maybe a goalkeeper is one to look at. Goalkeeper at the back we need to look at. But we are Celtic, so we should be going out with the attacking pace, right? We can play pretty attacking. We should dominate this league. We can tackle, which is good, considering we've not got a lot of depth at the back. We're quick. We've got good technique, good throwing, good work rate, strong, good positioning, good stamina. The pace is there. I mean, we've got pretty much everything in the bag. Just a bit of backup at the back. Maybe we could go for essentially a new back four if we wanted to. And if we then scroll down there, what have we got here? This is when it starts to get, it's odd they put the really strong ones at the bottom rather than at the top. But yeah, good goalkeeping depth, although I'm not quite sure that's true. Good midfield depth, good defender in Ayer. Scott Brown, strong central midfielder. Forrest, Strong attacking midfielder with good crossing, good dribbling, good finishing, good heading, good long shots, passing, penalties, determination, composure, vision, aerial reach. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I like it. There's a new little bit in here as well, which is nice, which comes through from the beginning of the game, rather than starting afresh with each save, which is these player partnerships. So Scott Brown and Nitcham have formed a good partnership. Because they play together, it keeps their partnership. You don't have to start again every time you start a save. It also says Edouard and Lee Griffiths have shown a good understanding up top when playing in a partnership, which would lead to say that they've played with 2 up top. But it may be that we play a 4-2-3-1 with the option to go to a 4-2-4 if need be, taking that attacking midfielder, making him a striker. So it may be that we make that kind of flexible. We're not so conscribed with it. Seeing how the season goes, if we want to go 2 attacking, we can do it. And also, you can see there, Rogic and Lee Griffiths have performed well when playing in that position as well. So that's nice to see. If we then move into the squad depth screen, this is what we want. Get it on all positions. There we go. Right, let's have a look at our team then. Where have we got the strengths? Where are we a little bit weaker? You can see here, Edouard going to be a big man for us. Lee Griffiths behind. We've got some history with Lee Griffiths. Those of you that have been here for a while, well, no, we've got some history. We don't necessarily like Lee Griffiths. He scored against us when we were England manager in our first ever save on YouTube. And I've never quite recovered from it, to be fair. But we know he's a goal machine, so that's good to have there. So we've got 2 good strikers. Not 3. Bayo's okay, but I think Edouard will be the number 1. So we're looking at mainly a 1 striker system. If we then drop back, where we've got some good players. We've got Sinclair on the left with McGregor behind him. We've got quite a few wingers, but not amazing. On the right-hand side, Forrest, El Nouassi there as well. He can play both sides. A couple of loanees. We don't want to rely too much on the loanees. Behind the striker then, Rogic, very good player. Can Rogic, it'd be interesting if Rogic can only play as the AM. We need to play essentially a 4-2-3-1 then. Or can we drop? Our initial thing was telling us to play a DM with 2 central midfielders, but Rogic would say no. Unless he can play effectively as an attacking central midfielder. But we have some good central midfield as well. So I'm erring towards the 4-2-3-1 as we stare at this now. So moving to central midfield. We've got Scott Brown there. Nitcham, Olivier Nitcham, very good player. Always scored against me in FM19. So very happy to have him in the side. And McGregor as well, who can play in that centre mid. So we've got 3 good central midfielders. That would lead me to... And we've got Bitten in there as well. He plays better in central midfield than he does as DM. And DM, our best defender, will be stopping in there. So I'm definitely erring towards the 4-2-3-1. So then if we look at the back, what do we have? We have Greg Taylor. Oh, El Mohammadi, is that? As right back. Again, left and right backs are okay. We've got some cover, but not amazing cover. And in centre backs, but we're okay on centre backs then. We've got decent ones. Ayers in there, Simonovic, Julien. So we've got 3 good centre backs. We've got enough cover, but could we do with 1 big, strong centre back? Could that be where we spend money if we do get money? Maybe. That's where I'm slightly worried. We then have Fraser Forster on loan in, and Craig Gordon, who's 36 at the club. Again, they're getting on a little bit. 1 being a loanee, we're going to need a goalkeeper at some point. So I think if I spend anywhere, it's going to have to be at the back. But I'll be interested to see what we've got in youth. Whether we've got anyone good coming through that I can start to rely on. To show off some of the new features, you'll see there is a stat screen. It shows you your goal attempts, general play, discipline, goalkeeping. Just shows you your best players, your worst players, and how your team is generally performing. A nice little way of visualising and seeing some of the stats from your tactics. Obviously, you have to play games to have it fill out. Your standard facts page, and then your comparison pages, which are quite nice. You probably won't use them, let's be honest. But you can select between your goalkeepers, your defending midfielders. Have a look at across you and your league. Across your players in your league. The same way that the coaches get judged. So your average age, your average height, international appearances, average weight. That's bad. So you've got fat players or not. More importantly, though, we want to get into the tactic, don't we? So we're just going to set up with a standard 4-4-2. See if we can get all the players in. See if we can get something working with 2 strikers up top. Can we support that? We obviously then have the option to drop them back. I think when we get into the actual game, we'll play more of a 4-2-3-1. But I was trying different formations out. I was picking some stuff. I knew I had the draft games coming up against Curty. Like I say, those draft videos will be out on this YouTube channel towards the end of this week, after this video is released. But yeah, they were interesting with the match bugs we knew about. So if we look, this is likely the team we'll go with. We've got Forster in goal. We've then got Taylor, Aya, Julien, and Bauer as the back four. Ayak is a ball-playing defender. He can come forward as a stopper. He does like it. It may be useful if we're playing more attacking to have him on a slightly higher line and being a little bit more attacking. We then have Sinclair, Nitcham, Brown and Forrest across the middle. We have Brown and Nitcham. I think I'll stick with him. Nitcham I know is amazing. He's got great long shots. Very, very strong player. And obviously Scott Brown. Good player for us. Maybe use Brown as a ball-winning midfielder, just tidy up in front of defence if need be, and have Nitcham moving forward. It's either a box-to-box or a Metzala. We then have Sinclair and Forrest. Sinclair's an inverted winger. Inverted wingers you can now play in the attacking midfield position as well as deep as well as in the flat four. So maybe try one of those out. We have Forrest on the right-hand side, who will be a standard attacking winger. And then we have Edouard and Griffiths. I think Edouard will take the point. He'll take the lead. Griffiths or Rogic will then rotate, depending on whether we want to play a 4-2-3-1 or we want to play a 4-2-2-2. So I'm talking about pushing Sinclair and Forrest up. But I think this is the team we will go with. That means Rogic will come in on the bench. We know we've got some good young players in there, who we will look at again later in a few of the additional, what are they called? Features. That's the word I'm looking for. Features. We have some strong players on the bench as well. People like Ryan Christie not getting in. El Noassi, we know we can do something with. McGregor's there as well. Bitten's not bad. So that we've got a good, strong bench. I will bring some of the youngsters in. We know we've got some good youngsters in this Celtic team. So just to show you what I meant before with the scout report, you can then see once you have a tactic selected, it shows you what's going on. It gives you an analyst report as well. So as you play more games, this will fill up. This will tell you what's going on. It tells you what you're good at, what you're bad at, who's playing well, who's not playing so well. So if we're looking to bring some players into the first team, where better even to look than a development centre? So you see in our development centre, starting straight in the game, we do have players populated, which is good, unlike the Orient example we used. So we have here our first team candidates. We've got 11 players out on loan if we start from the top. Our reserve squad is an average squad. Our under 18s are very strong. We know some good players in there. If we're looking at first team candidates, people that we should be bringing in and using, we have Marian Shved. Good potential in this guy. Looks like amazing potential. We got the main man, Lewis Morgs. Lewis Morgan, I've used many times in many careers. Glad that he's in my team at the moment. Doesn't look like he's going to have the ability or the potential to take it much further, which is annoying. And then we got Scott Bain. Scott Bain is okay. Reserve squad at the moment. 27-year-old goalkeeper, backup goalkeeper. We'll see how he gets on, but I'm likely to replace. So Shved we'll have a look at. He's 21 years old. Morgs I would like to bring in, but we'll see what we get on here. Morgs doesn't always... I really want to use him, but I have a feeling I'm going to sell him. And then ones to watch. One's down in the bottom corner here. We got our youngsters. 18-year-old Jeremy Frimpong. Could become a star. A lot better than El Hamid, who is our right back. That's good to see because we need some backup there. So maybe we don't need a right back. Maybe Frimpong makes it into the first team. Leo Connor, good centre back. Karamoko Dembele. He's the big one, right? 16-year-old. Could become one of the club's best players, potentially a lot better than James Forrest. On the right-hand side, it's going to be hard not to use him. Luca Connell, is very good as well. Could become better than Scotland. Sinclair, that's put him in as a left midfielder, but I think he's better central midfielder. So that's good. We've got some good players coming through the ranks. We can use them to make sure we then can maximise the amount of money we need to spend before we go and make any silly decisions. If we have a look at the players out on loan, again, we've got a lot of players in and out all over the shop. So we've made the most of our loan system. You look at the bottom, the loan suggestions, that bar is going to scroll for days. We've got so many young players that we should be putting out on loan, or I've got suggested to put out on loan. So in the first season, we'll have to make an assessment on those players out on loan, decide whether they're going to come back or not. Try and cut the squad down. If we're looking at the reserve squad, then this is where you see your under 18s and your under 23s, or the reserves as they're called in the Scottish League, and you get a bit more. So we can see the high potential players there. Shved is the highest there. Jeremy Frimpong as well up there. 2-star ability. Shved actually 2.5 stars, so not far from first team football. Afalabi, 19-year-old striker. So we got some really good high potential players down there, which we just need to have a look at before we start making any big decisions. That 21-year-old goalkeeper down there, Ross Duhan, he could be useful. And then if we move into the under 18s, that's where you can see some of the other guys. Luca Connell and obviously Karamoko Dembele, them two with them big potential. Dane Murray, Barry Hepburn as well. Some guys with quite good potential for lower down. But we've got to keep an eye on Karamoko, right? Karamoko and Luca Connell, the ones that we're really going to want to try and get in. Attributes for Karamoko. He's looking good, but it could be better, right? It's not amazing. It's going to be a bit faster for a 16-year-old. But yes, we will be nurturing them into the first team. So that is the team we're going to go with. We will be bringing you some big draft games. Me and Curty had a lot of fun playing some drafts whilst we were there at Sports Interactive. Like I say, this is the early game version, and this is the rough team we'll be going with. So if you want to make sure you don't miss it, then get over and check out twitch.tv/BigHerbTheNerd. And the links will be down in the description. And get ready for the FM20 action. Don't just catch it here on YouTube. Make sure you catch us on Twitch as well, most nights in the week, straight from beta release. #excitement. But I will leave it there. If you have enjoyed, smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And I will see you back next time. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.